Hello, everyone. Welcome to the conference. We'll be beginning momentarily, or we are beginning. A warm welcome to everybody in both Europe, the United States, and wherever you're from. We have, I think, total participation in this conference is getting close to 250 participants, and we have about 18 countries represented. During the conference, we will be able to submit questions using the Q&A button on the bottom of your screen. And if there's time at the end of the presentation, they'll either be answered visually or answered orally. If not, we'll try to get the speakers, an expert from the panel, to respond to your question, which will be posted for everyone to see. We're going to try to run on time, obviously. Rules for speakers, attendees: we're going to hold this meeting in accordance with the national laws of the several countries, antitrust being the most important of those, and making sure we have no anti-competitive behavior. To that end, we will not discuss pricing with competitors. Discussions about pricing will only be historical and never about future prices. We will not discuss dividing or allocating customers, markets, or territories with a competitor. We will not discuss how to affect or restrict the resale activity of a customer or attempt to control the customer's resale price. We will not discuss how changes will affect downstream pricing. Just as a way of background, the National Oil Heat Research Alliance and the liquid home heating industry in the United States. The National Oil Heat Research Alliance was founded by an act of Congress in 2001. And under our congressional directive, we have four main areas of concern. One is education, so NORA is responsible for most of the training materials, as well as the technical education of the service professionals in the industry. We also do consumer education, where we do outreach to end users of oil heat, and doing that through direct mail, radio, television, social media, whatever the case might be. An important area is our work as research and development, and that's where the majority of our funds go. And so we have a lab in Plainview, New York, headed by Dr. Tom Butcher, who you'll hear from extensively today. And we do work on fuels research as well as appliances there and any technical issues that arise in the industry. And then the final area we work on is energy efficiency, where we try to improve the efficiency of appliances in people's homes and the safety. And to that end, we've been doing rebate programs in a number of states where we give between $200 and $500 to people to either replace their tank or replace their appliance in the home, the boiler or the furnace. The U.S. heating oil market, I think, is a bit different than the European market, the way we're organized. We currently sell about 5 billion gallons of home heating fuel, largely to residential and commercial users. Commercial users, by that I mean like hospitals, nursing homes, hotels, those types of businesses. And our distribution system is very much oriented towards independent dealers and independent wholesalers. For that, we have a number of companies that buy shipments of oil, bring them into the ports on the East Coast, and then just resell that to retailers. The retailer, it really is the backbone of the industry, and they're local businesses, typically having, maybe 2 to 5 million gallons sold, and maybe having 5 to 10 employees. And so what they do generally is they are responsible for the sales to the end use customer. They track the gallons of the consumer and try to fill up those tanks before they run out when it's cold. Because we typically sell the smaller tanks in Germany, obviously, where our tanks are typically in the 275 gallon range, which I guess would be about 1,000 liters or so. The retail heating oil dealer also generally has a service department, and that service department are individuals who do the installations of equipment and are responsible for the maintenance of the equipment in the home. And I'm going to turn this over to Moritz, our partner on this effort with Eurofuel.
My name is Moritz Belling, and I'm the chairman of Eurofuel, the European Heating Oil Association. Today is the third event as a part of the Eurofuel NORA workshop. In the last week and the week before, we discussed politics and framework conditions. Today, we want to talk about future fuels, and I'm very pleased that there are so many interesting presentations on the program. Future fuels are chemical products, and the chemistry is the same everywhere. But the framework conditions lead to partly different products in the United States and in Europe. And so it is always very interesting for both sides to exchange ideas, experience, and expertise about fuels and future developments. Now let me give you some background on the heating sector in Europe. Heating oil provides a secure and reliable source of heat for 20 million homes in Europe, especially in rural areas. Such locations usually are not connected to the gas grid and have a limited electricity network. Off-grid people need efficient and socially acceptable solutions that help to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions. Eurofuel is committed to technology-oriented solutions in the heating sector that ensure that people have affordable ways to save energy. Next slide, please. Looking at Eurofuel's future vision, we count on highly efficient heating technology and a targeted reduction in consumption through thermal insulation in the first step. Second step is the increased use of renewable energy sources in hybrid systems. And in the third step, it is renewable liquid fuel that will reduce greenhouse gas in the long term. The goal is to reach the target by 2050. This is our vision for future. Today, the various speakers will show us how the future fuel can be produced, examined, and used in order to significantly reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Thank you for listening.